Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on Render. An update which was very necessary after the bullish momentum which we got. In general, right now, I mean, Render is just very bullish. Fundamentally, it's very bullish. Now, I know that I usually also say that there's some sort of manipulation going on with Render. I still think so. I'm sorry, but let's focus on the bullish fundamentals. Because that's definitely the case. And for those of you who missed it yesterday or overnight, I think, or at least in my time zone, we got the earnings of Nvidia. Huge company, has gone up a lot in terms of in terms of the share price, but it's also very important for the whole AI revolution. Let's call it like that. Now, Nvidia growing means the AI economy is growing, and then we look at the AI coins in crypto like AGIX, like Fetch, like Render, which is distributed GPU rendering, which you need for large language models, for example. So that's why Render is bullish. And Render, you could even say, even though I think it's a bit of a stretch, but you can even say that Render and Nvidia are very alike in what they provide for the AI industry. All right, so Nvidia doing very well creates the idea that Render can do very well as well. I think Render is already fundamentally doing great, but I also do think that there's more potential. And that's also what I told you in my last videos, I believe, or at least it's my belief in Render. So yeah, that caused a big bullish breakout yesterday evening, broke above our main resistance level right here at 6.5. So then it was already most likely that we would get up to 7.5 and $8, right? That was just technically the next resistance level if we would secure that bullish breakout, which we did. So that's where we are right now. But now the big question obviously is, or at least my big question is well, all right, what's next? I think Render, if you assume that distributed GPU rendering, etc., is actually going to work well, and that more and more people will use that, I think a 2.7 billion market cap is still a bargain. I could see Render going up to $70 or $100 if it really pops off. So those are just my fundamental thoughts on Render. So that it also means that you have to take into account that we could go up more than this, even though this seems, we're now at our, I'm not sure if this is the all-time high. I do think so. We're now at our all-time high. Our real all-time high is 8.75. Usually what you say is that, all right, well, that's the all-time high. It's going to be tough to break through that. But I think the fundamentals right now are so bullish that I would not be surprised if we break through that easily and get up to $10. So really be prepared for the best, I guess, but take into account that the worst is also a possibility. Because if we dive into the numbers a little bit more, like I said, I always think that the volume for Render is a bit shady. There's a lot of volume coming from exchanges where usually if a lot of volume comes from there, there's some manipulation going on, just to be honest with you and just so you know. And then apart from that, if you look at the more advanced stats for Render, you'll see that right now we have seen and we're seeing a bit of an open interest decrease, all right? And you can also see that like we got millions of dollars in open positions. So a lot of longs were opened and they don't seem to be closed yet. However, most of those longs were actually opened at a bit of a lower price. So if the open interest goes, if the open interest keeps falling, that's the main thing to watch. Then Render will keep falling as well, because right now it's still very high. So there's a ton of money invested in Render, but technically we're at a strong resistance. Most of those long positions are probably already up in money down here, all right, that were opened down here. So be careful for that, all right? I think it's most likely at this moment, because overall the open interest is still up. Fundamentally, Render is very bullish. So I think it's most likely that, sure, we might spike down to our main support right here at like $7 and 6.6. But I do think it's most likely we'll get up to $8. And from there, the same question arises. Like, if we hit $8 and the open interest stays fine, that means big holders are not closing positions and will break above $8 and rally up to $9 as well. So that's kind of how you have to look at it. Right now, we have a lot of momentum. It seems to me that that momentum is sticking around, but if that momentum starts to decrease, that's the moment for a pullback. But no, for now I'm still bullish. I think we'll rally higher. So those are my thoughts. That's what you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Of course, there you'll also be able to find more on my premium group and signal group. That's up to you. For now, have a great day. Thank you for watching, and bye.